In fact, the topic of no more tomorrows for China has already emerged in China, with the related phrase, the garbage time of history. The fact that such a phrase has begun to gain popularity in China suggests that some Chinese intellectuals are already sensing a crisis in the future. They just don't dare to criticize Xi Jinping publicly yet. In December of last year, Hu Wenhui, editor of Yangcheng Evening News in Guangzhou, wrote an article titled The Garbage Time of History, The Long Vacation of Culture. He used the example of the Soviet Union to make his argument. His main point was that although the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, the actual collapse began with the invasion of Afghanistan in 1979. For the Soviet Union, the period after 1979 was its garbage time, and Gorbachev merely hastened the end of this garbage time. He also cited the examples of many Chinese dynasties. I won't list them all here. When he cited the Chinese dynasties, he wrote these words: when the overall situation is set, the defeat is inevitable. No matter how hard you try, it is just a futile struggle. The only option is to end as gracefully as possible. So, how should those unfortunate enough to encounter the garbage time of history conduct themselves? Should they perish along with the garbage of time? This passage seems to be commenting on history, but in reality, it is warning Chinese people nowadays that it is time to consider how to endure the garbage time of history once again. The current garbage time of history is reflected in the fact that the CCP regime, despite its best efforts to show force to the outside world and crack down internally, has been unable to save its sliding economy, and Xi Jinping, even with his best efforts, has been and will be powerless to save his regime. Although no one can actually predict when the CCP will finally run out of steam, if we look at China's current and future situation from the perspective of history's garbage time, it may provide us with some reference.